Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla André. Waking up with Tayla André has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day that you watch this video, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. So today we're going to talk about cleaning up your credit. So once upon a time, cash was king. But in 2019 and for decades now, credit is everything. At this point, there are employers that are checking your credit. If you are in the financial field, your credit is checked, your criminal history is checked, but more so now are employers taking a look at credit before they hire you. So credit right now is king, even though cash used to be king. How do you clean up your credit? Statistically, I read an article that said that more than 50% of Americans have subpar credit. Subpar meaning anywhere between the 550s and 680s. And that's fair. If you look at your Credit Karmas, if you look at your, if you have Capital One, and most of your credit cards should have some type of credit, whether they reveal your FICO score or not. You should be able to get a sense of where your credit is. So let's say, for instance, you have a 500 credit score. Your credit is shot all the way. And there have been people that I've known that has like 300 credit and like 425. So let's say, for instance, your credit is all the way shot. One of the first things you want to do is go to myfreecreditreport.com. Once you go to myfreecreditreport.com, you go ahead and get your credit report. You can pull your credit once a year for free by yourself at myfreecreditreport.com. Now, for an additional $3.99, because again, this is free, but if you want to pay the $3.99 or $4.99, I don't know if they've raised the price, but you can get your FICO score. Is it necessary? Not really, unless you just want to know your FICO score. So you print out this credit report because they email it to you. You can save it. You create an account. You can go back later. I like to see things tangible, so I print mine out. I would advise you to do the same. So after you print it out, you take a look at everything that's on your credit. Everything that's on your credit. And if there's anything on your credit that is over 7 years old, if you have Credit Karma, there's a way that you can dispute a claim. You can only dispute one claim at a time. It takes anywhere between 4 and 8 weeks. And disputing the claim will remove this, derogatory or default off of your credit if it's over 7 years. Okay? So let's start there. So you have something that's on your credit report that's 10 years old. You dispute it via Credit Karma. Well, Tayla, I don't have Credit Karma. What should I do? Credit Karma is absolutely free, so sign up for it. Prince wants to say hi. Say hi. It's absolutely free. Sign up for it. Well, I don't want to sign up for it. Okay. Then you're going to have to go ahead and write a letter. And in this letter, you're going to state all of the information that's on the credit report, as far as the company that it's with, the amount, the date that it started, the date that it ended, like all the information that's on the credit report. You want to add that into your letter with your first name, last 4 of your social, address that you currently reside at, and if you want to, you can add your phone number. From there, you have to send that to all 3 credit bureaus. That's why I'm saying it makes your life a whole lot easier if you sign up for Credit Karma, absolutely free. Well, that's if it's over 7 years. Well, what if it's not over 7 years and I owe $10,000 and I don't want to pay it? For instance, when I started paying attention to my credit, this was about 4 years ago when I started real estate, and I realized how important it was. And a lot of us, honestly, us by the 99%, don't understand how important credit is until you become aware of the process of purchasing a house, or you're trying to get a new vehicle. But you know, we just don't wake up one day and say, "What? I wonder what my credit score is." It's something prompts it for you to be aware of what your credit score is, and maybe possibly wanting to alter your credit score based on what you're trying to do. So when I became aware of my credit score, I knew for a fact that I owed Dell Financial X amount of dollars for a computer that I bought from them while I was in college. I had 3.5 years left before it fell off for the 7-year period, and I personally was not paying Dell Financial. So I ordered this really expensive computer. It was a touchscreen, this and do that, and it was absolutely amazing, and it was going to help me while I was in college. I didn't need it. I wanted it. And me wanting it, I got it. And I got it through Dell Financial Credit. It epically failed as far as the computer is concerned. Within the 30-day mark, I had so many problems, and they told me because I didn't purchase the extended warranty that they weren't going to come back and fix it. So I said, well, I'm not paying you. That's how me and Dell Financial got into a divorce. And so those 3.5 years, I ate them. You can add, I added onto my account, and you can add onto your account the reason why you, like a note. You can make a note to creditors. So I made a note to creditors informing them of why Dell and I had a bad relationship. This was the only account that I ever defaulted on. I have 100% on-time payments, and that's important as well. Even if you pay $5 to whatever creditor it is, $5 on time is better than somebody who's paying $10,000 late. So make sure you pay on time. That's the number one thing you want to do. Be mindful of, just call people. If you know you're going to be late on your mortgage, call them. If you know you're going to default on your student loans, call them. Like, make arrangements, have that conversation. And it's just like a relationship with a male or a female that you're involved with. If they ghost you, you feel some type of way about it. But if you're not ghosted and you sit down and you have a conversation, this isn't working for me, I'm not feeling like where we are is, you know, I don't like where we are, I'm not feeling this, I think it's time to end it, is completely different than you just disappearing. And that's what a lot of the 99%, that's what a lot of us do. We just ghost our creditors. So, if you have really bad credit or don't know your credit, the first thing you want to do is pull credit. And when you pull credit, you want to myfreecreditreport.com. If you want to pay the additional $5 so you can get your FICO score, perfectly fine. Do that. But it's not necessary unless you want to know, or unless you're trying to get an apartment or trying to buy a house. From there, take a look at all of, like, where do you lie? And they'll have little boxes, and they'll tell you how many times you went over 30 days, how many times you went over 60 days, and how many times you went over 90 days. And each box will say, even have an X in it if you paid on time, or it'll have 30, 60, 90 if you did not pay. From there, I want you to look at your defaults. Now, if your defaults are over 7 years old and they're still on your account, sign up for Credit Karma and dispute it. Again, you can dispute one account at a time. So it's going to take you a while. First and foremost, let me rewind. The jewels that I'm giving you, companies are out here charging $150, $250 a month for these gems. So please take them. I hope I'm not throwing my pearls to swine. I really hope you guys pick these up and use them. If you have, let's say for instance, you have an Old Navy card and you haven't paid that Old Navy card, you ghosted them, they went ahead and, sold it to Premier Bank, and Premier Bank is now calling you about this Old Navy card. You can go ahead and dispute it because you never had a relationship with Premier Bank. Premier Bank telling you have to pay them is fraud. So for instance, if I let you borrow money from me, I give you this $5 and you default and you don't give me my $5 back, and I'm like, yo, Rain, they ain't paying their bill. Here, take this and see if you can get some money out of them. And you like, yo, I don't even know Rain. What I look like paying Rain? Nah, cancel the debt. Dispute it. Cancel that debt because you never had a relationship with Premier Bank. You had a relationship with Old Navy. Let's fast forward. If you have okay credit and you're wondering why your credit isn't better, it's most likely because you're not making on-time payments or your amount is really high. Let's say, for instance, you have a credit card in the amount of $100, but you've used $99.99. You have literally 1 cent left. Your utilization is through the roof. You're at almost 100% utilization. That shows, why is it important? You know that whole saying, if I give you an inch, you want to take a mile? So if I give you $1 and you go ahead and overspend and charge $5, you don't know how to manage yourself. You don't have any self-control. There's no why should I trust you with more credit, more money, if you don't know how to handle what you already have? So, or, the mindset is, if I'm giving you $5 and you don't bring your balance down to 50 cents or bring it down to $0, you don't really have the money to maintain this account. If you have a $5,000 credit limit and you keep paying $300 or you keep paying $50 here or whatever your minimum balance is, and you never pay it down, your credit is never going to increase. I know a lot of people starting out get like $150 with Capital One. Capital One give you $150, and if you do right, you use it, you pay it off, you use it, you pay it off, not just down, but pay it off, you are then credit worthy. You can maintain yourself, and aside from maintaining yourself, you have the funds, you have the money to pay it off. It was just, you're not living off of it, basically. It's not a means in which you use to support yourself. And so they'll give you, increase your credit. If you have moderate, okay, you're at a 680, you don't owe anybody money, you don't have any defaults, you're in good standing with your credit cards, go ahead and contact your creditors and ask for a credit increase. That can also boost your credit. There's this thing now where if you are a renter, you can ask your landlord to fill out some paperwork via, I forgot the app. I will find it and I'll update you on it. But you can ask your landlord to, use sign this paperwork, and you submit it, and it says, Tayla has been paying her rent. She's in good standing with me. And that will also give you a couple points. It may not boost you 100 points, may not even boost you 25 points. But those additional 12 points at an 80, taking you to, at a 680, taking you to a 692, that's huge. And it really makes you feel good. I feel good every time I should go up 1 point. Tayla, ta-da, you got 1 point on your credit. Yes, that's 1 point closer to this 900 I'm working on. So with that said, again, there are companies out here, attorneys out here that are charging anywhere between $50 and $250 a month to repair your credit, but you can do it yourself. If you're lazy and you don't want to do it, shit, you can pay me the $250. I'll help you with it. because I'm going to do the same thing I'm telling you you can do on your own instead of having to pay somebody. So if you want to pay somebody, I'll take your $250 and do the little work that you are able to do but refuse to do. I know there's scams out there like will remove all of your student loans. If you have federal student loans, if you have Department of Education federal grants, that is like the IRS, baby. Do not give nobody your $1,300, your $2,500 to remove things off your credit. You done lost your mind. If you think seriously that the Department of Education doesn't have a safety net to ensure that they're not being scammed, and it's sort of like a scam. That's sort of like, it's a scam. To each its own. I thank you, I love you, I appreciate you. Tayla André. Please share this with your network, share this with your friends. Anybody who's ever tried to sign you up for $50 a month, $100 a month, fixyourcredit.com, share this with them. Let them know, give them the keys, let them have the jewels, because more of the 99% need to know how they can control their situation. If you have any questions, I am Tayla André. That's all social media, Tayla André. I thank you, I love you, I appreciate you. And if you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, or Georgia, please have them give me a call at 617-459-0041. I'm not just a Boston realtor. I'm a Massachusetts realtor. I'm a Georgia realtor. I'm a Rhode Island realtor. I'm a New Hampshire realtor. And if you are in any other states, I can connect you with a beautiful network of people that are like-minded and want to see you win. Mwah.